All right, that's all done. All right. I didn't plan to do Space Engineers today, but I completely forgot to. I completely forgot to download the other game that I was actually going to do for today. So we're here back in Space Engineers once again. Ow! Running Space Engineers if I don't end up running into something. I should probably install some more of these airtight doors throughout the facility, just in case there's ever a hull breach. We can easily seal up a section. And to be fair, considering we're inside an asteroid, I highly doubt we'll ever have to have an emergency lockdown for depressurization, but never know. Hmm. I might rip out these blocks here and replace them with something else. Let's see. We do have this version of the interior wall. Don't plan to make any stairs for a bit. Oh, whoops. Inventory is full of steel plates. Oh yeah, I need construction components as well. I'll go with this side. Yeah, I like the look of that. Of course, that leads me to the corners. What am I going to do for the corners? There we go. And that'll spruce up this hallway a bit to make it look a little bit less bland. At the current moment, if I had just built it out of light blocks, it would have looked a wee bit bland. Just a wee bit. Now let's see. How far do I want this hallway section to go? I always forget how much space I have in here. And there's still quite a lot of empty space that I need to fill in. Let's see here. Let's get to work. Oh, stick. I guess I'll carry this hallway on for a wee bit longer. About here should be good-ish. And we'll continue on a wee bit longer. And then we'll add an intersection here. Out of interior plates. And I am now in the section without any gravity. I'll have to start thinking about where I'm going to put gravity generation. Take a quick stop on the power couch. Then this here will be its own room. I don't know what this room will be, but it'll be a room. Maybe this can be our cryo storage room. Or maybe just our proper storage room. I don't know. I'm building this base as I go. Yeah, I will have to go throughout the facility and install gravity generation everywhere. Yep, Magic's still working on the base. It's a project that never stops. Yeah, this probably won't be done for a while. Because we still need a lot of resources. Oh wait, no, I didn't mean to fill that in. There we go. Alright, that's this room planned out. Now for the hallway. Goes this way. Put that there. We're gonna make a bit of a grand staircase here. Yes, we have a hangar magic. One internal one and one external one. Let's see, how far down do I want this grand staircase to go? Not that far. Do want to branch off here. That fit under that staircase? My current hallway design is 4.5, 3.5 blocks tall. So if I was to construct it, it might just barely fit under here. Maybe fit. Stick. There we go. It's definitely not gonna fit under there, but may have to make this another staircase down.
Energy low.
And to have this branch off this way. This here should be able to move unobstructed, probably. Yeah, that should be low enough to where it's unobstructed. So we'll go this way. I kind of like the look of this grand staircase here. It kind of has a bit of a Titanic look to it. Power couch. Do I want to work on this lower hallway first or the upper hallway first? I think I'll work on finishing up this section first. Just to get everything mapped out here. And how expansive I want this facility to actually be. Make a sub room here. Probably make this the med room, considering how far back in the facility it is. And that'll be the medical room. Probably. I should probably make some signs and just slap them down and just have names for what I plan to turn things into. Just so that way then I can keep track. We'll have this hallway end here. This will be where my office is going to be. And then I'll make a bunch of sub rooms along this hallway when I'm eventually constructing the hallway here. For now, this section's complete. I'm gonna work on the lower reaches, which will eventually reach all the way down to the bottom of the little space we have here. Oh, I'm running out of oxygen. Ow. There we go. Gonna have it build some more plates. Let's see. This will be its own sub room below the actually no. I'll have it go this way for a bit, and then I'll make it into its own little room. I don't want it directly below the cryo room because I'm already gonna have to pipe things up for that. That'll be annoying to have to work with another object there to block the way. This hallway here will lead to the storage room. And I'm out of interior walls. Probably should have grabbed some. I was up there. Grab those and let's get a move on. I forgot there's ice on the other side of that. But where was I? I was down here. I have it mostly expand this way. See, I have a tab for cargo containers, don't I, around here? 8. No, I want to move these down 1 block. I think. Do I want to move them up 1 block? I'll move them up. No, I want to move them down. Means I'm going to have to go grab my drill. Be my drill. Put my drill around here somewhere. I'm going to have to drill a bit. Where's my good drill? Do I not have it stored on the station? I not have it stored on the station. Grab that. And then head up here to the large cargo container. We have a lot of drills. Okay, I don't think we ever bothered to make a good drill. So if I go with classic drill. Production. Pretty much just start having that producing both types of plates, so that way then we don't run out of them anytime soon. I'm gonna have to do a lot of drilling. Slowly just shaving this down a bit. I don't want to shave it down too much, I just want to get it, push it back a bit. think that's enough space. Clean up this mess. Where'd they all go? Alright, well, some of them ended up down here. No clue where the rest of those rocks went. Hopefully none of them are just floating around, and when I turn the gravity on properly throughout this entire asteroid, we don't have a situation occur where a bunch of tiny little pebbles strike at the interior parts of the station at high velocity. Yeah, it looks like it cleaned up a bunch of the rocks once they got out of my view range. Power couch. How to drop these rocks off at the Crimson Dawn because it's the only ship that can process all these materials. Oh, it can only, it's full of stuff. That's why I can't put anything else in. Why is this so full? Oh, hello, Dave. How's it going?
All right. What? Oh, you gotta be kidding.
What?
I just got a notification that Steam will stop running on Windows 8.1 in 242 days.
Really? I didn't think Steam discontinued service for anything.
Well, apparently it's just discontinuing service for this operating system, so better find a way to get it upgraded. I don't know, maybe I can mix and match parts from my old PC.
Maybe.
I have to at this point.
I should probably beef up the solar panels connection to the base so that way then it doesn't go flying off into the abyss if it gets hit by a stray ship that somebody decides to crash into.
That might be a safe thing to do. Alright, what was I? Basically got the starboard port side. Pieces of the hull done.
Yeah, at some point I'm gonna make a proper cryo storage on the base.
Yeah.
It's already a work in progress. Because at the current moment, I stuck poor Murdoch as cryopod right underneath the Gatling turret connection. Yeah, a perfect night's rest, you know, with a Gatling gun firing off right behind you.
Perfect place to rest. Yeah, basically the bow is the only thing that really needs to,
And of course, the entire other engine pod. That shouldn't be too hard to rebuild,
yeah,
other
the
than the fact we'll need to
starboard engine
go.
pod needs to
Yeah,
be
we'll need to
fixed
go
up.
find more cobalt.
We'll need a lot of materials just for replacing all of the boosters.
There it is. Eight. That more or less snugly fits in right there. I'm gonna need to go grab my drill again. I place the other cargo container. Go. And we'll install another one right there. Yep. We'll connect them up with smaller cargo containers.
Gotcha. Let's see. What care was dedicated to acquiring of deceased human specimens for Big Mountain experiments. The acquisition details of such were controversial in nature and allegedly involved liquidating non-military targets. These rumors were profusely denied by test supervisor Dr. Adam Figgis, along with similar rumors surrounding its sister project, Project Burke. Acquisition choices made for both projects were professed by Dr. Figgis to be caused by budget cuts. Okay, so no, it's not the same hair I'm thinking of.
What?
I'm looking up some Fallout lore.
Yeah, I was about to say, this sounds a lot like Fallout New Vegas. I love the Big Mountain DLC, it's fun. It's a fun blast to be had. I need to replay New Vegas.
I need to do it again in my next playthrough.
Oh, remember that time where me and you were doing a challenge to see who could either complete New Vegas as a pure good guy or a pure bad guy?
Mm-hmm.
That was... We never did, like, get anywhere in that. We just... I think I murdered, like, 3 people, and that was about it. That's about as
because I
far
think
as
I
we
was
got
still in
with
Good
that
Springs
stuff.
throughout most of that.
Yeah. I think I was already like on my way to the strip. You're just sitting there in Good Springs trying to be a good guy.
I was trying to join the Powder Gangers to kill the town.
You were supposed to be doing the good guy run though.
Oh, then I guess I was trying to stop the Powder Gangers then.
I wish that with like a lot of the other blocks, the sci-fi interior wall just got added to the interior wall section, so then I could just put both of them on my thing. Put put the interior wall on my thing, so then I didn't have to bother with anything else. Oh, nope, that was my screenshot button. Great, now I have 50 screenshots that I don't need. Yeah, at the current moment, I'm just mapping out locations.
Energy low.
You want to come see the map so far of the base? Well, once you spawn in, of course.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, I need oxygen, not just energy. You're just doing normal things that anybody does. Look up Fallout New Vegas or waiting for whatever it is you're loading to load.
Indeed.
We should try out that Fallout New Vegas multiplayer mod at some point.
I have to sign up for Nexus to do that.
Yeah. Ow. Gonna install some support struts so that way then floor doesn't just fall out from under it if one of the support struts gets blown up.
Maybe a handy thing to have.
Also, I disabled progression, so we should be able to just build whatever we want now without having to spend 20 years looking through different options and building
just
different
having to
things.
build miscellaneous things just to unlock a wall.
You have unlocked a wall.
I need a door, though. No, build the wall first.
Construct wall, then we'll talk. Where's my drill? There's my drill.
Construct wall, then you can make wheel.
Let's see, where'd those rocks go? Did they despawn already? No.
Inventory.
My inventory is just full now. I probably should have built up these cargo containers down here. I will need to build a refinery room at some point. throw these in here real quick, just to clear up my inventory. Back to collecting rocks. Kinda wish I hadn't fully sealed things yet, because I didn't realize I was probably gonna need the pickup for some mining duties. Because currently working on the interior, and one of the rooms I'm trying to construct, I built a little too close to the asteroid, so I have to mine out the asteroid a bit.
Inventory full.
Whoops.
Inventory.
Whoops-a-daisy. Didn't mean to break that, but it was only scaffolding. It's fine.
I have loaded into my cave chamber. Do I dare exit the ship?
Probably.
I dared. Turn on! It didn't turn on.
You died, didn't you?
Wait. I don't think I had anything on me. Wait, what the hell? Okay, those blocks just didn't load in. Alright, wait. It just didn't load in.
Are you alive or dead?
I'm alive now. Yeah, I need to finish... Actually, no, I think the port side. Hold. Work. Does it? Doesn't involve you, motorcycle.
Get out of here, motorcycle. I'm playing Minecraft.
She still needs a paint work on her.
I should honestly
Looks
open
like
up
the most...
the lower hangar. That way then I have ease of access between the red ship and the base. Because it's a lot faster to go through this little hangar section than it is to bother with anything else.
Right now, just do a little paint work while I'm waiting for the rest of the game to load. So, real quick. Sure, it's the dark black, and then clean armor. Changes.
Let's see here.
There we go. Now it's properly working.
And somebody triggered my respawn. I do not know which one they have triggered, but they triggered one of them.
Terminator voice here.
Oh.
Robot overlords are coming early.
That is very unfortunate. Oh, that's because I opened up the hangar door. That's why it looks so
Weird. Because the sun's shining into the door. And through all the scaffolding. I thought maybe the texture was just glitching out. Nope. Alright, that should be good enough.
Oh.
I see you painted the thing. The jump drive, yes, that's it. That is what that device
Oh, I must
is
have
called.
accidentally clicked on that.
That is what the device is
It's
known
not
for.
visible for me at the moment. I'm giving the ship a nice, clean
nice,
coat of paint,
clean
buffing out
coat
all
of
the
paint.
dents on the damn thing.
All the dents that you installed. Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff out those dents.
Look brand new.
Where is the power couch? There is the power couch. The couch of power.
Really good. And lag.
One day, Dave, you won't lag on this server. One day. One day
They'll
when
have a
that-
consistent 20 frames.
Yeah, one day when that computer gets upgraded. One day. Seven, because I have to reinstall this one here. Then 8.
Dude, line it up. There we go.
Then install another support. And there we go. That'll keep the floor connected. How to install a ladder. And catwalk. Do I have catwalk selected anywhere? I have
It's a little
couch.
area sort of observation deck.
Alright, I need to add catwalk to my
Remove
hotbar.
those armor panels. I want that to be a little
It's
glass
catwalk.
plate
There
there.
we go. Oh, I need construction components for catwalks, really?
I should probably see if I can replace those armor slopes with glass blocks. Although I gotta be
Probably.
careful not to accidentally separate this whole bay.
Gotta be very gentle with it.
Yeah,
It's a very
it's just gonna
fragile
go
ship.
floating off into the ether.
Yeah, and then you'd have to either merge block it or just completely rebuild it.
Fortunately, it's only a one small little deck. Right now, the biggest part of it is just figuring out how to connect it to the rest of the ship.
Catwalk installed there. Catwalk installed here.
Myself up for the paint. Forward. Edge.
Actually, I'll install the catwalk this way.
Oh, that must be the bay for all the stuff. I don't know, I can't see it. Our observation bridge right there.
I have construction components ready. I'll have to go get one. Currently have the base building steel and interior plates in case you need any.
Need a lot more steel just for this damn thing.
Yeah, I know.
Finishing the main fuselage, but time I start getting all the boosters built, it's gonna need a lot more materials.
There we go. Now you can walk on this without tripping over something. I made the cargo bay where all our cargo is going to get stored. Have to drill a hole in the side of this little structure though for wherever I'm going to pipe it in. Should be right here is where I'm going to pipe it. Yeah, that looks like a connection port. Probably. We'll find out when I'm done building it. I can make this room a little bit tall. Actually, that works. Then I can install a light there. Do I want to install the light along this?
Is it the dark light? Dark white.
Oh, that can act as a backup support. Random lag spike. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure everything is fine. It's fine. Oh, you're not connected. I just remembered I'm gonna have to cut a hole through this side as well. So I'm gonna need another hole here for the other connection because I'm gonna need to pipe the oxygen for the cryo bay through here. Ow. That's gonna be the doorway, so no need to put blocks there. I built this a little too high
Energy low.
for that. Gosh darn it. Stick.
Alright.
Here just to act as some extra protection. And there we go. Don't know how this will look when I'm done welding it all up, but for now it looks nice. It's a nice little thing. It has a ladder. Game progress.
That's no good. What?
Energy critical.
Yeah, I know my energy's critical too.
Blocks if I can't see them.
Oh, I also showed Murdoch Jeff the other day.
What was their reaction?
Just questioning why we have a dead body.
Member of the family, damn it.
Yeah, we gotta return his corpse to his family, you know, even if it is a decayed mess by the time it gets there. His wife and kids would hate us if we left his body out here. Probably. They would probably hate us.
For honor, man.
You know, I'm starting to run into the problem that I have with a lot of my builds, and that is coming up with the rooms to stick in such a large space. To be fair, I don't have to fully outfit it. Like, I can just build up whatever rooms I can think of, and then later on add more rooms, but... See, we have a cargo room. We have the cryo room. We have the med bay. We have my office. We'll need a refinery room, that's for sure. And then after I'm done the refinery room, I think I'll just pipe everything up and well, actually, I'll seal up the facility, pipe it up, and then finally get oxygen working. Oh, you know what? We'll need an O2 room. So we need a refinery room, an O2 room, And then everything will be all set, more or less. So let's see. Move that around. Does that need to go any lower? No, it does not. I think I'll make like a sort of Star Trek Jeffries tube, but down to where the refinery is. And then give the oxygen room kind of its own little spot. Yeah, this space here will work for the refinery, not the refinery, the oxygen room. Doesn't need to be that big. Don't think oxygen generators are that big, are they? Probably not. Yeah, this here will be oxygen. And then we'll make a little alcove here for a Jeffries tube down to the refinery. There's that one. Oh, there we go.
Alright.
No, not that one. And then where are the catwalks? I have them somewhere. They're there. Let's see. Industrial refinery. How big is this thing? Jesus Christ, it's huge! Oh lordy, she coming.
Better now.
Let's see. How do I want to put it? See, I want to no. I want to. Right. Let's see. That is 2 blocks up. I want to connect the upper catwalk of this. That means I need to build a floor. will be the floor for this? I'll use the bottom of these ones, actually. Use this side. The industrial floor. I think I installed that right. Did I? Nope. Guys, installing this is hard. There's the side that I want. Not that one, that one. Why do you keep going the wrong way? Why do you install wrong way? See if we installed it the right way this time. Close enough.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well that's a little interesting.
Build this out a bit. And then 5, 3, industrial refinery. Then catwalks, more catwalks. Oh wait, I have to move this back one. Move it back a little bit, or otherwise I'm not gonna be able to fit the not gonna be able to fit in the upgrade parts. There we go. Install that. And then all the upgrade bits can fit in right there. Means I'll have to expand the interior a little bit.
Energy is critical. I need to get back inside. I know I'm dying, I died.
Good job.
I think I might have slammed into the jump drive too hard.
Congratulations.
The good news is my body is on the ship.
Energy low.
What's the bad news?
The news is that I just died.
Alright, we don't need these. I need armor blocks.
Hopefully I wasn't carrying anything. assembler on the Crimson Dawn isn't active at the moment.
Probably ran out of things to build.
Oh, what did I hit?
Surprised there's still gravity down here. That was the wrong button.
Energy critical.
Oh, hello, Dave.
Huh? What? Oh. I'm seeing it in so low frames I can't perceive.
Literally just flew past you.
Playing a slideshow right now.
To be fair, that's probably because of how expensive the base is getting. The base is starting to get fairly large. Just be lucky that the Crimson Dawn's attached by a merge block onto the station, or otherwise you'd probably be suffering even more frame rate loss. Down the hole. Amount of steel plates built. Oh, hello. Ow.
Okay, but now that I can at least see the frame of everything. Find the storage bay.
What are you looking for, Dave?
Storage bay. I
There's
get some
nothing
more
in
steel
it.
plates.
There's nothing in it at the moment. Everything's on the base is still stored by the reactor. Storage bay is outlined. It's not functional.
I wanted to keep going, but I don't think I can build like this because it's just too little frames. I guess I really
on
gotta
the
start
lowest
doing
setting.
that. Yeah, I think I gotta get off and start working on something to get PC working.
Fair enough.
I can work 8 frames a second.
Fair enough. Thanks for dropping by anyway. Sorry you weren't able to really do much.
Start fiddling around with parts.
Well, if you ever need help getting parts, then, you know, just hit me up.
Alright then.
Section components.
The eternity. Just putting out into the main menu. Alright. Dusty, it's this old thing. Right, head downstairs and start fiddling. Too dusty, thankfully. The fans aren't working. To unplug through all the wires here. I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing working. Find that graphics card I had a while ago. Really reorganize a lot of the wires here. Find a better way to store them. Yeah, that's interesting. Like on the old side. Ah, there it is. I'll try a few of the different ports. I can probably get this thing working again. At least have Windows 10 again. To mention, recover a lot of the files that are on my hard drive. A lot of stuff on there. I was pretty disappointed to see it all go. Where the hell is the power plug for this thing?
Are you trying to see if you can salvage anything from your old computer?
Mm-hmm. I know if the fan CPU is broken. Something, maybe the motor is busted. If not, maybe I can still salvage that.
It might be able to salvage the memory and RAM from it.
Doubt.
Salvaging some of that might be able to bring the computer I gave you up to fairly decent standards.
Bust this thing out. Let's dusty. Duck on it.
Let's see here. Where do you see it? Number 7.
See here. One, tell me how many gigs are.
Oh right, I forgot. It's all one block. There we go.
I think this is an 8 gig card.
Eight gigs is definitely better than the 4 gigs that are in there.
Hopefully they're compatible with each other. That way I can at least have like 12 gigs.
May wanna double check to make sure what they're compatible with.
Let me in here. Need to get this front.
Don't know why those blocks are ghosting, but a lot of the blocks are ghosting. Okay.
Here we go.
Game's having a minor meltdown. I think it's tired of me just placing scaffolding.
Meteor storm inbound.
Here we go. Goes from here.
I see you repainted the light that acts as our ship's symbol.
Oh, I must have done that by accident.
Lots of accidental repaintings, don't you, Dave?
There we go. Now I'm hearing something.
Did you remember to get back in your cryopod before disconnecting?
I didn't.
Smart job, Dave. Congratulations. I hope you weren't holding anything important.
I definitely wasn't. So, no.
Get into the hangar. Should probably fix that at some point.
Work this off, do I?
Did I install those backwards? No, I installed another set behind.
Oh, Jesus. There we go.
There.
Or not. It's one way to lock down the CPU. Is that all tangled up? Get work with this. It's so tightly wound. Okay. Alright, finally back to the main menu.
Finally, after 3 years, 17 movies, and 4 sequels that were terrible, you've made it to the main menu.
Oh, shit. The power port should be in here. Here it is. There we go. Good thing I had that box around.
Yep.
Stop the game.
What was the thing that was wrong with your old PC to begin with? I forgot. It's been so long. This up real quick. There we go, there's the refinery area built. I like it. Of course, next is gonna be the, well actually, I'm gonna build out the hallways first. And then I'll work on the rest of the interior rooms. Which means more scaffolding. quickly install an extra set of supports here. Now, how I'm gonna do the stairs, hallways, I don't really know. I didn't think that one through too much. There we go. Back over to 7. Interior plate. Yeah, the game really does not like what I am doing. Alright, there we go. I will have that set up.
Energy low.
You know, how did I do the interior one? I used these blocks. No. No, not that one. It's 3. this one? Let's figure out how to line it up correctly. Wait, no. That was the wrong way. Needs to be that way. Right? Yep. Okay, that. Just gonna put these here. Act as an extra support.
Energy critical.
Power couch. Always here to save the day. That doesn't really work. Oh, it wouldn't really work either. That one doesn't really work for what I need it to do. That one's too big. Nope. That one kind of works for what I needed to do. Question is, how do I want to do the staircase? Now, instead of making it a closed hallway down, I think for the staircase, I'm gonna make it as like an open room. An open up room. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. An open room. Esque sort of design. That way then I don't have to work out too hard how all this will look in a more claustrophobic sense. This hallway here might have to get a slight downgrade to its design, because I did not realize how close I made it to the bottom one. That one. I don't think there's enough room for it. The design of the other hallways, so I'll have to downgrade it a bit. For now, let's just continue building up the grand hallway here. This grand staircase. Not as open as I originally planned, but that'll have to do. That didn't disconnect it from anything, right? Yeah, that didn't disconnect. Alright. Flip that around. That'll pretty much be the interior of the grand
Energy
staircase.
low.
I don't think it looks that bad. Probably. It's not as open as I originally envisioned it was going to be, but it's good enough. Definitely will serve the purpose it needs to serve. That's not where I was going. I was going to the bridge. Well, not the bridge, but the emergency control room to medbay myself. There we go. Yeah, these batteries are slowly charging. Thankfully. These batteries are fully charged. Probably move over some more iron. Yeah, we have a lot of iron now. Though, to be fair, we won't be holding on to much of this iron for very long. We already know this. This iron immediately is going to just get processed into materials. Ow. Ow. With the one space where there wasn't any gravity. Why are you full of nickel? Jesus Christ. And I'm gonna, do I want to scaffold more, or do I want to actually make the hallway look nice by actually welding up the hallway? Decisions. I can make progress with more scaffolding, or I can actually bother to do the welding part. Oh. Stretch redeem. Thank you for the stretch. Let's see. Still need to build up this hallway that leads all the way to my office. And I need to build up the hallway down here. Yeah. I should probably get some of these, I should probably at least get this refinery running. at some point. For now, let's install some more of these. Random amount of steel plates. Ow. Originally, I planned these always to be a lot cheaper than what I'm currently building them as. These are not cheap. These are not cheap always whatsoever. The cheap part went out the window. How do I want to do the roof of the thing? Do I want to just build it like it's an extension of the hallway? Yeah, honestly, that's what I'll do. It's cheaper on my brain to process. It's cheaper for my brain to process if we do it this way. Oh. There we go. There's the one I'm looking for. See, where is it? There it is. There we go. That brings that down the hallway level, more or less. Let's continue on with this. Oh, this will be where an air vent goes, so can't build anything there. Let's see, air vents. Well, actually, first I have to find the conveyors. Where are the conveyor belts? Guess I didn't put those on my hot bar.
Energy low. I do like the look of this at the moment. It looks nice. And just need to build a hallway that connects this to oxygen and the little alcove to the refinery area. Then obviously the hallway to storage. And lastly, the hallway that connects the medical and my office. This base is slowly making progress. Almost fully done in terms of planning. And then comes the actual construction part, where we have to actually build it. Because so far all we've done is planning with a bit of construction here and there. Next step is full-scale construction. Power couch. I'm gonna go grab more iron from the ship. Transfer over here. It is up here in the large cargo container bay. I'll leave those there just so that I can grab as much iron as I can carry. Move it down here. There it goes. Already starting to take all the iron out. Gotta go back and grab all those plates and components I left. Where are they? Grab those. I should probably see how much it'll take to install a O2 generator. Hydrogen engine spherical gravity generator. That could be a fun one to use one day for a round space station. Let's see, oxygen tank. Not the oxygen farm. O2H2 generator. Oh, actually. Get rid of this one. All that there. 6. Small hydrogen tank. Why won't you rotate? You'll... Why won't you rotate in literally any other direction? There we go. Jesus. A conveyor cap? That's a new one. I'm guessing that's if you run out of, if you're planning on making a long, like, conveyor line and just want to cap it off. Oh, you know what? This must be so that way then you can stick it on the end of a regular conveyor, so that way then you can pull items out of it. That's neat. That's a neat addition, I think. At least I think that's what it does. I'm not entirely sure, but you could use this for, like, little itty-bitty crew hatches or whatever. Definitely a neat design. Not what I was looking for, though. Here's the reinforced. There we go. Reinforced conveyor 2. Rotate it that way. Extend it. One more out. Yeah, oxygen isn't going to be a big room. It's mostly just the 2 oxygen generators we'll have installed, along with a few tanks for oxygen and hydrogen and all that. The only reason I have a hydrogen generator here is so that way then, if the base ends up running out of uranium and the sun's behind the asteroid to where we don't get solar power, that'll be our backup form of power generation. Our third backup form of power generation. We have a lot of forms of backup power generation, honestly, at this point. Where is the, there it is. At the very least for this section here, we can bring in the pie builder to weld up the entirety of the hangar. And the interior hangar will be the probably easiest one to do, because all we'll have to do is weld it up with the welding ship pie builder. That one will be easy to do. The rest of this place is going to be hard. Unless I want to make like a very small little like welding like car thing that can fit through these hallways. We ain't doing this any fast. We're not doing this fast. And I don't even think I can make a rover car thing that could operate in this close-knit of an environment. Like, you'd have to make like a forklift thing. And even then, like, I don't think it would work out too well. And then we have to build the med bay over here, which I honestly haven't allocated enough space to, actually. It needs more space. Needs to be a wee bit bigger. There we go. That should be enough space for the med bay. Yep. We build the outline wall for the med bay. Yeah, I keep thinking, you know, this is a perfect place to stop, but then I'm just like, I'm gonna build more. I really need to learn that at some point, I have to stop placing blocks. At some point. I need to learn when to take a break, or otherwise I'm gonna burn myself out. Because this project has been a very big one, as you can tell. I don't know if it'll ever be finished, honestly, because when it comes down to me and building games like this in Minecraft, always have an idea for a big building project. I'll get about a part way into it and eventually get bored and be like, you know what, I'll do it some other day. And then I never finish it. I don't plan to do such a thing with this project. I plan to finish this project here to the very end. Because it's not too big. It's not the most ambitious thing I've built. I think the most ambitious thing I've built was probably my attempt at a Battlestar in Space Engineers. Thank you for the follow, the Wolf Master. Let's see. Question is, do I want to finish mapping out the station with scaffolding, or do I want to just call it for today and finish that another day? That is the debate right now. I still should probably make a better entrance than straight into our reactor room for anybody that walks in. Because our reactor room is still like the main entrance for this place. This underground section. Question is, will my hallway design fit under here? Maybe. It might be able to fit. Put those there. In case I have to cut some of the supports out. Just install some of those there. Extra emergency supports here. There we go. Just some extra supports in case I have to cut that one there. Just to make sure everything doesn't just start falling apart. Okay, yeah. I think I'll finish the initial like lower outline of the hallways. Just to get that done. And also installing some support sections. Yeah, those are interior blocks. Okay, let's continue this line here. Oh, hold on, you down there. At this point, nearly all of the interior is mapped. Just areas like the cryo room still need some building up. I'll eventually get around to it. Eventually the cryo room will be built up, like all the other rooms, but I think I'll save the cryo room mapping for later. I think what I'm gonna do is try to finish off some of the mapping right now for the hallways, and that will be probably it. Yeah, I'll finish up mapping for the hallways, and then that'll be it for today's stream. Let's see, install you there. Install you there. Install you like that. All that. That. I'm gonna have to install some supports on this first. All that there. There.
Energy low.
All there. Just installing some quick supports just to make sure that this thing doesn't just fall down once I cut it. We're 8. We're 8. There. 7. do this up another level. And let's double check, make sure how the hallways are designed. See, they go 2 up, and then they do that. Alright,
Energy critical.
not too hard. And critical energy. Back to the power couch. Let's see here. We're up to 10,000 steel plates now. What was I thinking about grabbing? I don't remember. I think it was steel plates, though. Just gonna grab some more of those. It goes 2 up and then it does that. Ow. There we go. Oh, not you, not you. There we go. Where did I install that? Whoops. Double whoops. Skip over that spot because of the fact that it is where a vent will go. Or, no, wait. One more over and then the vent gets installed. There we go. Quickly just attach this real quick, just for safety purposes. And there we go, nothing bad happened. Three, and then we want to find the one that fits in these quarters. Not that one. That one. There we go. Just for this one, gotta go all the way back around to that one. All those. Back to 5. Wrong one. There we go. Actually gonna have to remove this block here, because I have to install a vent here. That's this hallway done. And we have this hallway over here. uh, so many hallways. Do I want to save the hallways for next time? Kinda. Like, I think we've done quite a bit of good planning here. Got oxygen room planned out, industrial refineries all planned out with some glitchy blocks that like to disappear for some reason on my existence. But we'll ignore the ghost blocks for now. Med room's been planned out. It's gonna be fairly tiny, but it'll be useful, hopefully. And we got all these hallways set up, so... And we got our grand staircase. So, hopefully all this turns out nice. It's only just scaffolding at the moment, so it's not easy to tell how nice it's gonna look when it's done, but I think this will turn out nice. I think this entire facility will look very nice when we're done with it. Now let's lock everything up. Filling up the 2 hangars, doors. And where's the pickup? There it is. Save the game. Exit to main menu. I will now find somebody to send you all off to. Let's see who there is to send you all off to today. / raid. There we go. Alright. Thank you for everybody that stopped by today for today's stream, and thanks again today for co-hosting for a bit. We'll be back Saturday with Titanfall 2. Or Phantom Brigade 1. No, it's Phantom Brigade that I moved to Saturday, right? Yeah. Phantom Brigade got moved to Saturday night, so Titanfall 2 will probably end up taking up our either Tuesday or Thursday slot for next week. But yeah, I think that's everything I needed to announce for today. Oh, by the way, we do still have the channel for people on the Discord that want to give us objectives to do in Space Engineers, because we really don't have much to do other than just build whatever we feel like building. So if anybody wants to come up with some objectives for us to complete, feel free to post those. There's a link to the Discord in the bottom of the Twitch a little faster. In the about section. Ah. I'll grab the link for it in a second. Okay, if everybody wants to join, there's the Discord. Oh, and the raid sent off.